Is James Franklin a Urban Meyer-esque time bomb waiting to go off? Did he eat a bunch of pot brownies before the press conference? And maybe he just didn't have his pot glasses on. Is the guy just a loose noodle? Stay tuned to find out. Well, how's it going out there today, boys and girls in sporting land? I'm JPC, and I am the outlaw of college football. And this is my favorite part. The home of the Common Joe and Common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. That's right. Now, getting right to it. James Franklin, a hot name on the coaching carousel. Never have understood why James Franklin is such a hot name. In 8 years at Penn State, he's won one conference title. No national championships, no playoff appearances, one conference title. And that was in a down year, I think, for Ohio State. I think he might have won it with 2 losses, maybe 3. So the guy has an edge to him, and I think that's the big turn on for a lot of fans. He sort of reminds you of a northern version of Lane Kiffin, but he's not as good a coach as Lane Kiffin, in my opinion. And the man had a press conference. My podcast partner, Jonathan Lewis, my producer as well, put me onto this story. He saw a press conference by James Franklin that was pretty alarming. By the way, Jonathan's got a podcast as well, College Football with Jonathan Lewis. Check it out. I'm going to try to drop it in the description if I don't forget this time. I'm going to drop it in the description section, but yeah, check that podcast out. But before I get to why James Franklin is a huge red flag as a coach, I'd like to ask you guys and gals to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Subscriptions are most important. Keep me motivated and bring in more of those Common Joes and Common Sallys in the know, like yourself, to put us in the know. Now, getting right to it. James Franklin had a press conference, and they were asking him the same mundane questions, and then they asked him about whether he was going anywhere, and he'd give the little coach speak kind of thing, but not the real definitive answer that a lot of coaches give when they're basically keeping someone on the hook, which is what he's doing with Penn State. He's just keeping them on the hook. But then he wandered off in a Les Miles-esque type mantra when they asked him about the upcoming game with Ohio State. And he basically said, yeah, we're really looking forward to playing these guys. I'm not saying this verbatim. Illinois will be a great team to play. They're a good team. Their record's a little misleading maybe, but they're a great team, and I look forward to playing Illinois in the big house. What the hell have you been doing, bro, before the press conference? Did you get you a big old stack of some of those marijuana brownies and basically gobble them all down or something? Because you sound like you're high. And then they asked him about it, and he said it again. And finally, they had to correct him 2 or 3 times before he finally got it right. I think all this pressure that, the fact that he basically probably hurt his coaching chances by losing Illinois in that overtime game that seems like it was going to go on forever. And I think the man's basically lost his noodle. I think the pressures of big-time college football were evident in that press conference, and it should be a big, huge red flag for everybody that this man can't even concentrate on who his team's playing. Not only that, it's not the team that he's playing, it was the team that he played last week, and got beat by, and he's got them playing in a stadium that it's not their home stadium. And on top of that, the team that he's actually playing is probably the most hated rival of the team that plays in that stadium, and it's not the team that plays in either stadium. So help me here for a second and make me understand why everybody's clamoring for James Franklin. That press conference and that loss to Illinois, that's some crazy stuff, man. That's some Urban Meyer kind of shit, man. Except even worse than that. That's even worse than Urban Meyer's 27,000 heart conditions. So, in my opinion, I think you guys and gals out there, if you're a fan of USC or LSU or Texas Tech or anybody looking for a head coach to try to bail Penn State out, if I was Penn State, I'd hope the guy would leave. Because that's some straight up unhinged Joe Biden kind of shit. But that's my opinion on it. I don't think James Franklin should be considered for any of these head coaching jobs. I think there's a lot better candidates out there that you can go with. Plus the guys, to me, seems like he's got sort of an attitude problem as well. And I would like to have you guys and gals' opinion on this as well. Drop it in the comment section. That's all I got to say about that today. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Maybe I could say subscribe as long as the 9 overtimes, right? Probably not. Probably lose my voice. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.